Madame Elizabeth was one of Nigeria's wealthiest and most influential women, renowned for her shipping and marine engineering company, Ocean Star Enterprises, celebrated for its excellence and reliability. Beyond her wealth, she was admired for her wisdom, generosity, and compassion, treating employees kindly and supporting countless communities through charity. Yet, her greatest pride was her son, Kelvin, a brilliant marine engineering student abroad. Tall, handsome, and charismatic, with smooth dark skin and an easygoing smile, Kelvin knew many were drawn to him for his mother's wealth and status. Determined to find genuine love, he vowed to look beyond superficial interest. One evening, Madame Elizabeth called Kelvin, her voice brimming with excitement. "My dear son, remember our agreement? You promised to start a family after graduation." Kelvin chuckled. "I remember, Mom. I'll find someone special when I return." She laughed gently. "I've spotted two remarkable women at Ocean Star, intelligent, hardworking, and kind. Either could be a wonderful partner." Kelvin raised an eyebrow playfully. "Already choosing my wife, Mom?" "Just guiding you," she replied. "The choice is yours." Inspired, Kelvin devised a plan. "What if I pose as a cleaner at Ocean Star? I'll see who loves me for myself, not my status." Days later, Madame Elizabeth met with two trusted employees. First, she called Abigail to her elegant office, adorned with polished wood and golden curtains. "Abigail, your dedication, intelligence, and humility impress me," she said warmly. "My son, Kelvin, is returning soon. I believe you'd be a wonderful match for him." Abigail blushed, surprised. "I'm not forcing anything," Madame Elizabeth added. "Just be yourself." "Thank you, Ma," Abigail replied softly, exiting with gratitude and curiosity. Next, she called Michelle. "Michelle, your hard work and confidence are admirable," Madame Elizabeth said. "I think you could be a great match for my son." Michelle beamed, barely containing her excitement. "Thank you, Ma. I'll make you proud." She left, already dreaming of a lavish life as the future CEO's wife, imagining designer clothes, luxury cars, and authority over the company. When Kelvin returned, Madame Elizabeth met him at the airport, her heart swelling with joy. "My son, my pride," she said, hugging him tightly. "I kept your arrival secret for your plan." Kelvin grinned. "Perfect, Mom." At home, over juice and snacks, he shared his plan to disguise himself as a cleaner named Amea. "Treat me like any employee," he urged. Madame Elizabeth promised, "I'll play along," and they laughed, excited for the adventure. On his first day as Amea, Kelvin wore a faded uniform and carried a worn bucket and broom, moving humbly. Most employees ignored him, but Abigail approached with a warm smile. "Good morning. Are you the new cleaner?" "I'm Abigail. Welcome to Ocean Star." Stunned by her kindness, Kelvin replied, "Yes, I'm Amea." "Thank you." She offered help navigating the building and left with a friendly wave. Kelvin thought, "She sees me as a person, not a billionaire's son. She's special." Michelle, however, strutted past, later mocking him to a colleague. "A male cleaner? How pathetic," she sneered. When Kelvin politely asked to mop near her, she snapped, "Watch that filthy mop. Don't touch my shoes." Kelvin nodded silently, thinking, "This is why I needed this test." Michelle's arrogance grew. She boasted, "I'll marry Madame Elizabeth's son and run this place." She confronted Abigail at the photocopy machine, sneering, "You think you have a chance with Kelvin? We're not in the same league." Abigail replied calmly, "If he's meant for you, you won't need to fight. Time will tell." Michelle scoffed and stormed off, while Abigail remained composed. Kelvin, as Amea, grew closer to Abigail. One hot afternoon, she offered him water, saying, You look tired, Amea. Rest a bit. Touched, he accepted, declining her offer to buy lunch. Later, he asked for a ride home. In her old but neat Toyota, they chatted warmly. At a rundown street, Kelvin pretended to live there. Abigail showed no judgment, saying, "Take care. See you tomorrow." Her kindness deepened his feelings. Meanwhile, Michelle's hostility peaked. When Kelvin greeted her, she snapped. "Who are you to speak to me, cleaner?" She accused him of staining her shoes and vowed, "When I'm the CEO's wife, I'll sack you." Kelvin calmly replied, "You're not married to the CEO yet." Furious, Michelle stormed into Madame Elizabeth's office, demanding his dismissal. "Michelle," Madame Elizabeth said sternly, "you don't decide who gets fired. Return to work and never barge in again." Michelle left, humiliated. That evening, Kelvin told his mother, "Michelle's shown her true colors, but Abigail's kindness shines." One evening, he told Abigail, "I'm just a cleaner, but I like you. Will you accept me?" Abigail smiled, then hesitated. "I like you too, Amea, but I promised Madame Elizabeth I'd meet her son. I've fallen for you, though, and I'll tell her I can't wait." The next morning, Abigail told Madame Elizabeth, "I've found someone else. I'm sorry if I disappoint you." Madame Elizabeth smiled. "Love can't be forced. I'm happy for you." That evening, Abigail told Kelvin, "I chose you." Overjoyed, they kept their relationship secret to avoid gossip. They exchanged subtle smiles and gestures at work, their bond growing stronger. Kelvin shared every moment with his mother, both delighting in the unfolding story. 2 weeks later, Madame Elizabeth called a company-wide meeting. "Today is special," she announced. "I thank you all for making Ocean Star what it is. Now, I introduce my son, Kelvin, our new CEO." Gasps filled the room as Kelvin, in a tailored suit, stepped forward. Abigail's heart raced. Michelle froze in shock. Kelvin smiled at Abigail, confirming he was Amea. Michelle slipped out, her dreams shattered. Kelvin addressed the staff. "As a cleaner, I learned true character shows when no one's watching. I saw kindness, humility, and arrogance." He outlined his vision for Ocean Star's growth, then added, "I found genuine love in Abigail, who treated me kindly without knowing my identity." The room buzzed. "She's the woman who captured my heart." Let our story remind you, true greatness lies in humility and love. Amid thunderous applause, Kelvin took Abigail's hand. He whispered, "From cleaner to CEO, thank you for loving me." She replied, "It's your heart that matters." Together, they faced a future built on mutual respect and genuine love. Kelvin, a young man who disguised himself as a cleaner to find genuine love, and 2 women, Abigail and Michelle, who showed their true colors in how they treated him. This story teaches us that true character shines through humility and kindness, not in wealth, status, or appearances. First, let's reflect on Kelvin's choice. As the son of a wealthy businesswoman, he could have relied on his status to attract people. Instead, he chose to hide his identity and work as a cleaner. Why? Because he valued authenticity. He wanted to be loved for who he was, not for his mother's wealth or his future title as CEO. This reminds us to seek relationships, whether friendships, partnerships, or romantic connections, based on genuine care, not superficial gain. Ask yourself, do you value people for who they are, or for what they can offer you? Now consider Abigail. When she met Kelvin, disguised as Amea the cleaner, she greeted him warmly, offered him water, and treated him with respect, despite his lowly position. She didn't know he was the boss's son, yet her kindness was consistent. This shows us that true character is revealed in how we treat those who seem beneath us. Whether it's a cleaner, a colleague, or a stranger, Kindness without expecting reward is a mark of integrity. Can you think of a time you showed kindness to someone without expecting anything in return? Contrast this with Michelle. She dismissed Kelvin as a cleaner, mocked him, and dreamed only of the power and luxury she thought marrying him would bring. Her arrogance blinded her to his worth as a person. When she learned Kelvin's true identity, her dreams crumbled, not because she was unlucky, but because her heart was focused on status, not substance. This teaches us that chasing appearances or titles often leads to emptiness. True success and love come from humility and respect for others, no matter their position. Finally, the story shows us that love and respect must be earned through character, not demanded through wealth or power. Abigail won Kelvin's heart because she saw his worth as a person, not his potential as a CEO. Their love was built on mutual respect, proving that authentic connections last longer than those built on shallow motives. So what can we take away? Let's strive to be like Abigail, kind, humble, and genuine, treating everyone with dignity. Let's avoid Michelle's mistake of judging people by their status or what they can offer. And like Kelvin, let's value authenticity in ourselves and others. As we go through life, let's ask, am I treating people with kindness, regardless of who they are? Am I seeking genuine connections, or am I chasing superficial gains? In closing, true greatness lies in humility and love. Let's make it our mission to see people's hearts, not their titles, and to live with integrity in all we do. Thank you.